Hey everybody, it's Joy with joyslife.com, and today I want to use the Cricut Expression 2 along with this cool cartridge from Hobby Lobby called Chip Decor. And it's at Hobby Lobby because it goes along with these letters that they sell that look like this. They're little Chip Decor letters. They just cost 99 cents. Woohoo! Well, that's for this size anyway. They have a couple of sizes and all the letters. Here's a D. And I have a P for my friend Patty. I'm going to make these for her, and her husband's name is Don. So I'm going to do that for her and send them to her. I thought that'd be kind of cool. And guess who that's for? Yep, me. Alright, well, what we need to do is take a look at the cartridge first. Alright, let's see what's on it. Okay, I've got the cartridge open. Empty box now. So we'll set that aside. Here is the booklet. It's pretty skinny. Look at that. Hardly anything to it. Well, the overlay, pretty sparse as well. However, before you judge it too harshly, what makes it nice is when you cut out the letters, they fit your letter from Hobby Lobby, the little Chip Decor letters, perfectly. Now you could use a craft knife and just cut out these letters yourself, just using any kind of paper and everything, and that works. But if you want to do it a little bit faster, know that it's going to fit perfectly, you might want to try out this cartridge. There's really not a lot to see on here, okay? It's just the letters, and they do have some words. So if you're in Hobby Lobby and you find the faith word or welcome or love or any of that, this cartridge works with those, as long as they have that little Chip Decor thing on top of them. Now when I found my cartridge, I found it in the same aisle as the letters, so everything was together. You had to take a little piece of paper up front to have them sell you the cartridge, but so you can't just grab the cartridge off the shelf, but they were all in the same place. So we're just looking kind of through here. You'll see letters. Not terribly thrilling. There's one little crown. Oh, well, there's a cross sideways. And a little fleur-de-lis. So, peace sign. That's it. Okay, we're done. That was fast, huh? Okay. So, when you see your overlay and that's all that's on there, don't freak out, but that's all that's on there. So let's go ahead and use it, and we're going to make a letter that fits the J. Ta-da! Let's get started. Okay, I've got my paper loaded, and let's take a quick look at this cartridge. It says for the non-shift base images, they need to be cut at 3.5 inches in order for them to fit. Okay, so if you don't know if you have a non-shift base or a shift base or whatever, just take a look at your letter and then go find it in the book like I did, because I was like, what? Anyway, I mean, I don't want to have to think. I just want to make something. All right. That sounds so bad. All right, well, anyway, here's my J, and that is the 3.5 inch. So the little ones are 3.5 inch, okay? And then the other size that they do, let's flip back through, are 8 inch. So for the shift images to fit 8 inch, cut them at 8 inch. Duh. Anyway, okay. So we're going to cut ours at 3.5 inch because I have a smaller letter. And then for the words, you cut those at 5 inches. No, wait, I'm sorry. It says cut them at the size indicated. So if you have a special word, like if you have love, this one you would cut at 6 inches. At this welcome, for example, it's 4.25 inches. So just pay attention to what each word says. Well, anyway, let's move on to our J. And I'm going to find the J on here. Ta-da, there it is. And I don't need the shift or anything. Let me zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to hit the J there and then edit the size. I think I already have it selected. Yeah, because I checked this out earlier. 3.5 inches. So you see that right there. If you want to make it higher, don't know why you want to, because we want it to fit our letters. So you would hit it that way, but there we go. Now, let's save that. And let's go to our screen and see what's going on. There's our J. Sweet! Alright, now let's cut it. All done. Okay, let's take it out. And we'll see if our J turned out okay. Yay! It's a J. And all we're going to do is make another one. We're going to flip the J over so we'll have one to decorate the back. Isn't that paper kind of cool? Been hanging on to it way too long. It's about time I used it. Alright, so that is going to look totally awesome. See how well that fits? And I'll take it out of the package in just a second. Well, let's go ahead and do the back. And I think just for fun, I may just use the reverse of this. But we have to remember to flip it because, well, actually I don't. Duh, hello. Because I just want to use the back. If you wanted to use the same print, make sure you flip your letter, okay? So let's pretend I wanted to use the same one. Let me zoom in on that. Alright, let's say that I wanted to use the same print that I just used on the front of the paper as is on the back. Well, that'd be fun, except my paper's double-sided. So say I don't want to look at this. Well, all I need to do is flip my letter. So let's do that. What you can do is duplicate your letter like that. Ta-da, there it is. Then go into it to edit. I'm just hitting a little pencil. Then come right down here to the bottom, hit that letter, and look, there's my J. So save it, and then it'll pop right up. And that's what I could have done, is to cut out two at the same time, and that way they would both have that pink look to them. Alright, let's take our J out of the Chip Decor bag. Finally, it's about time to move on with this, and see if I can even get it open. Good grief. Okay, we got the J out. Cute. Now, all we have to do is figure out how we're going to put our cutout onto the J. I've decided to use Mod Podge. You don't have to use Mod Podge. You could use just some other kind of adhesive or an ATG gun or whatever you have. But I really like this, so that's what I'm going to use. There's my Mod Podge. Let me open it up. I think this is a new bottle. I'm going to have to, darn it, I'm going to have to open it up before I can use it. So I'll do that. You know what? Before we do that, there's another thing I could talk about. Painting. Do you want to paint your J or your letter, whatever letter you're using, before you put the paper on? That's up to you. Some people ink it, you can chalk it, whatever you want to do. I'm really mainly talking about the sides because that's what's going to show. So you can leave them plain, but they're kind of a gray chipboard color. As you can see, the J fits on there just right, but the side looks blah. Now you can leave it blah. It's fine. If it's not blah to you, it's not blah, okay? It's not really blah to me. I just said that. It's okay. It's just, you know, it lacks a little extra oomph if you wanted to add some. So that can easily be done with paint or whatever. There's the back side of my J. Ta-da! Okay, but let's paint first. That was kind of crazy. I'm really glad that my Mod Podge was still sealed because I would have forgotten to paint. Goofy. Alright, so just using some apple barrel paint. You can get this at Walmart or wherever. Wherever. Oh, and apparently mine is sealed again as well as my Mod Podge. I use a lot of black paint, so I bought a new one. Actually, I got this at Michael's. So wherever you want to go is totally fine. Nice thing about this apple barrel is it's by Plaid. Wait, sorry, I got my camera in a new setup today. Alright, Plaid. And you can find their products everywhere. They even sell them online. So that's awesome. So let's just paint the J. I'm not even going to worry about painting the whole thing because why should I? I'm going to cover it. I mean, you can. We can get fussy with it. Whatever. But I'm just using a sponge brush. I like to buy these things in bulk so I can throw them away when they are yucky. You could clean them. I don't. Well, sometimes I do. I'm not that bad. I'm not very, very wasteful, but I have very little patience when it comes to lots of stuff. But especially cleaning out brushes, I'm awful. My husband really would prefer it if I would never again touch a paintbrush that's used for anything in the house, like painting walls or anything, because I prefer to just buy a new paintbrush rather than ever clean one. And see, I said I wasn't going to paint my J, and I am. painting. It's very soothing to paint, isn't it? Okay, but probably boring. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finish painting my J, and then we'll get back to this, because this, you know that saying about watching paint dry, right? Boring! The caption here should be, painted self into corner, because, hello, painted the J completely and left myself no way to put it down because it hasn't dried yet. Sometimes, you know, I wonder. And just did my nails too, and now they're black, whatever. Well, it does dry pretty quickly, which is nice, because it's chipboard, I guess. It just kind of sucks right in there. So I think we'll be on with this pretty soon. I will next open the Mod Podge. How exciting. And then I will paint the Mod Podge onto the J, and then I will attach the paper. Woohoo! Moving on. Alright, Mod Podge is opened and poured into my little bowl, and now I'm just going to add it to my J, which is just finished drying. Mostly. I think it's totally done, actually. Had one little spot that I just blew on, and hopefully that did it. Okay. Painting self into corner again. This time I'll try to hold it. Oops. I got somewhere I didn't mean to got it. Alright, let me get that out. Yeah, that helped. Okay, try to keep a sense of humor while you're crafting, right? In case you do something totally goofy. Alright, so now I'm just going to stick my J down. And the nice thing about Mod Podge is it doesn't really matter that I got some, you know, not in the exact spot where I wanted it, because it dries clear. And that's super nice. So you can put Mod Podge to stick it down and then cover it with a coat of Mod Podge. So it's looking pretty good. I'm still trying to figure out which way the camera is going to show you everything, so I'll know if I'm showing you this upside down or not. We'll say this is right side up. Now I'm just going to make sure it's all in place. And if there's any overhang, and there really shouldn't be because the cartridge cuts it to fit the letter, if there is, for whatever reason, maybe user error, that happens to me, just use like a nail file or whatever it is that you typically use to clear off the edges, you know, kind of to sand off the edges is what I'm trying to say. All right. So later I will add the other part to the back of the J, the other letter that we cut out. Now this is just to seal it. And you don't have to do this, but I think it is good for it. It, you know, keeps anything from getting on it that you don't want on it, really. It keeps the paper from coming off, stuff like that. Alright, now our J is all ready. I went ahead and sanded it just a little bit because I had a few edges that needed to be sanded down because they were hanging over the edge. And I guess that happens a little. I put it on a little bit off. There's the back. And then just to make it look right, I went over the sanded edges and inked them in black. So that is my finished J. All Mod Podged and happy. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is add a little thing so I can hang it. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back of my J. And I cut a piece of ribbon. Where did it go? There it is. And I'm just going to stick it down. Oops. I need to make a little loop first. Okay, there we are. And this will hold it to the back of my J. And what you can do to cover up that ugly little part, you know, where the stuff's just coming together, is put an embellishment like a flower or whatever you like right over that little glue piece. And then I can hang my J up. Ta-da! I just need to wait for it to dry just a second and it'll hang right from that. Ta-da! Yay! Well, I hope you enjoyed this project. It was a lot of fun. I really like the little chip decor cartridge. Here it is again. And thought it was kind of fun to be able to cut the letters out and have them match the letters that you can buy in chipboard so easily. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you'll come to joyslife.com and my YouTube channel to see a lot more. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye!